In this lesson, we will evaluate algebraic expressions. So it's important to understand what an algebraic expression is. And an algebraic expression are mathematical expressions that contain variables, constants, and operations. A variable is a letter that is representing an unknown quantity, or possibly a quantity that changes, which is of course why it's called a variable, because it can change. A constant is a regular number, what we're used to, so 2, 7, 42, 93, etc. Operations are the instructions that tell us what to do, so add, subtract, multiply, divide. Remember that the different ways that we might see multiplication or division written as well. So let's take a look. If we are to evaluate the expression 3x plus 2y, so this is the expression, and they're asking us to evaluate for the given values. So they're telling me that x is 3 and y is 4. So that means I'm replacing x with 3 and I'm replacing y with 4. So I'm just substituting in the values that they equal, and then I will use the order of operations to evaluate. Order of operations says do multiplication first, so 3 times 3 is 9 and 2 times 4 is 8. And now I can add 9 plus 8 to get 17, and that's my solution. So we replace the values, then we use order of operations to evaluate the expression. Let's try our next example. I have a 2 on the outside, and then I have x minus y plus z. All of that is squared. So 2 on the outside, I replace x with 3, I replace y with 2, and I replace z with 1. And quite often you'll see people plug in the values in parentheses. This will be very important later on when we're dealing with positive and negative values rather than only positive. For now, it's not as important. Now I'm going to evaluate the parentheses. So I'm going to take 3 minus 2 plus 1 from left to right. So 3 minus 2 is 1, plus 1 is 2. Again, order of operations, that was parentheses. Now exponents must happen before multiplication. So 2 squared, that means I have to evaluate 2 squared, which is 4, and then I can multiply by 2 to give me 8 for my final solution. Try this one on your own, then press play to see how you did. Again, I'm going to replace x with 2. Plugging it in with parentheses is not a bad idea. I'll replace y with 3, and I will replace x with 2. And now I'm going to use the order of operations, parentheses first. In this one, I don't really have parentheses because parentheses means that I have something going on within parentheses. So I'm adding or subtracting within the parenthesis. I do have an exponent, and so I can evaluate 2 squared, which is 4. Then I will deal with my multiplication. 3 times 3 is 9. And it is possible that you went straight from here to here because they were separated by a plus and a minus. I could have evaluated 3 times 3. And now it's addition, subtraction, so I go from left to right. 2 plus 9 is 11, and 11 minus 4 is 7, and that's my solution.